we've all been wondering where the previews or where the data mined info for the December season is. Because we typically get a first look at upcoming seasons months in advance, thanks to data mines. Right? Cards will often change and like costs and power and abilities and stuff will inevitably change over time. But we always have a rough idea a few months in advance of what's coming out. We got to halfway through November, almost halfway through November, and we still had no idea what was coming out next month, let alone January. We were all still just scratching our heads. And then yesterday, Marvel Games did a tweet that explained why. So Marvel Games tweeted out, the Marvel Rivals Chronoverse collaboration is coming soon. Stay tuned for more details. And then they tagged like all the games that are featured. It's Rivals, Puzzle Quest, Future Fight, Fortnite, and Marvel Snap. Now, Rivals releases December 6th. Right? So, this is the Snap December season. We did get a tease of card names in previous data mines. But it was just card names. We had nothing really meaty to go off. And then Marvel Games tweeting this out, it was like, oh, this is why we don't know what's coming out in Snap in December yet, because they've likely had to keep it under wraps for longer, right? So yeah, so this explains why we didn't know what was coming out. But as we get, like, we're pretty much 2 weeks away from December here, they had to start getting stuff in-game ready to go. And so now it's been data mined, right? Now it's been data mined. And thanks to the fine folks at Snap.fan, we have data mined info from the November 2024 patch for Marvel Snap. Now, as always, this is data mined info. It is not final. But it does give us a good idea of what to expect, especially when we're only 2 weeks away from the December season starting. It'd be a safe bet to say that these cards are pretty much final. Might get some occasional tweaks here or there, but for the most part, yeah, we can safely assume that this stuff is final. And to the surprise of nobody at all, it is a Marvel Rivals season in Marvel Snap. They're doing a Marvel Rivals collab. So as you can see here, we've got Luna Snow, we've got Penny with the Spider Mech, we've got Bruce Banner and Hulk, Hela, Doctor Strange, Groot, Rocket, and Doom 2099. The season is really cool. Galactus' daughter, is the season pass card for next month. And yes, we're getting Marvel Rivals variants for Snap as well. But yeah, Rivals card backs as well. Super, super excited for this. So, for those who are not familiar with Galactus, she basically started out as a cosmic tapeworm, for want of a better phrase. That's what they referred to her as, inside Galactus's body. Right? When Galactus ejected it, it basically came out as a mini version of him. So, like, basically, Galactus gave birth to Galactus, right? And she's got the same powers as her father. She has an insatiable appetite for devouring life force energy. But in order to protect her from Galactus's enemies, he had her assume a human form and hide out on Earth, because Earth has a bazillion superhumans that can help protect her. And so instead of choosing to devour worlds, she chose to actually help out the people of Earth by devouring things like interstellar viruses or biological weapons or things like that she could satiate her hunger with, and also, you know, save people on Earth with. And then turns out she's got her own little cosmic tapeworm as well. So last we saw her, she just discovered that she was pregnant. And then she popped up in Marvel Rivals as the announcer of the game. So yeah. So she's the season pass card. Now, what does she do? She's a 4/6, and she has the ability each turn, the first card you play at another location reveals with +3 power. So yeah, she is she can buff Galactus. She can buff her dad. So +3 power. It's a little bit of a lackluster ability, to be fair. Like, it's got nothing to do with her character from the comics. You know, she doesn't go around buffing, you know, other characters in the comics. She devours, like, viruses and stuff like that. I would have liked to have seen her be kind of an anti-affliction card. Given her abilities and given how she uses her powers. It would have been great to see her something like a Luke Cage. Because, let's face it, Luke Cage his ability doesn't make sense for the character. So I would have much preferred that. But yeah, but as it turns out, she can be a boon to Galactus, like she can help Galactus with his on reveal. So, but I'm definitely keen to try her out and in a Galactus deck and see if it can work. But and again, this is datamined info, so this could change. The numbers could change, but you know, we're 2 weeks away from this card coming out, so it's unlikely that this is going to change. They might tweak the numbers, but I don't think she's going to get a completely different ability. Yeah, we should probably take a look at the variants too. We've got the Rian Gonzalez variant, which is adorable. We have a Creative House Pocket variant, which very much looks like how Galacta appeared in her first comic book appearance. And then we also have her Marvel Rivals variant as well. And then the first Spotlight Cache card for December is Luna Snow. She was created for the Marvel Future Fight game back in 2018. And then a year later, she made her first comic book appearance in New Agents of Atlas #1. Luna is a K-pop star who gained cryogenic abilities after she was trapped inside a malfunctioning cold fusion reactor. Now, she's a 3/5 with, on reveal, add an ice cube to each side of this location. What is an ice cube? This is an ice cube. At the start of each turn, get +1 energy, then destroy this if your side is full here. And her other variants, we've got Kreese Lee variant. And we also have her Marvel Rivals variant. Now, the second week of December, the second Spotlight card in December is Penny Parker. Penny is a 2/3 with, on reveal, add Spider to your hand. When this merges, you get +1 energy next turn. What does Spider do? Spider's a 3/3. On reveal, merge with one of your cards here. You can move that card next turn. So it doesn't necessarily always have to merge with Penny. If you have more, like if you have Penny and another card at the location, Spider could merge with the other card. And then it lets you move it. So it's kind of like a Hulkbuster that lets you move it. So it's a bit of Hulkbuster, it's a bit of Phoenix Force. And then when it merges, when this merges, so you want it to merge with Penny, you get +1 energy. But if it doesn't merge with Penny, then you don't get the +1 energy. And her other variants, she has a Creative House Pocket variant, which is how she looked in the Spider-Verse movie. And she also has her Rivals variant as well. And then in week 3, we get Doom 2099. He is a 4/2 with, after each turn, add a Doombot 2099 to a random location if you played exactly one card. What's a Doombot 2099? This is a Doombot 2099. It has ongoing, your other Doombots and Doom have +1 power. So not just Doombot 2099s, Doombots full stop. So Dr. Doom's Doombots as well as these Doombots. Gives them all +1 power. And this is for each Doombot 2099. So Doom 2099, we've got his other variants as well. We have his Marvel Rivals variant, which looks super cool. And we also have a Max Fiumara, and I do apologize if I got that name wrong. A Max Fiumara variant, which is very much the comic book Doom 2099. Looks awesome. Absolutely love it. So yeah, so Doom is the third Spotlight Cache card for December. The fourth Spotlight Cache card for December is Bruce Banner. Bruce Banner is a 2/1 with a description. When you end a turn with unspent energy, 25% chance to Hulk out. So yes, this is the Banner Hulk. And now I know it says 0/0, but that's not going to be the case. It's going to be, to my understanding, it's going to be the same as the Hulk. So 12 power. And then we have some variants. We have a Brett Bean variant, which looks really cool. And then we have the Rivals, Marvel Rivals variant. But there is one more, a Spotlight Cache card for the December season. And it is Rocket Raccoon and Groot. Rocket and Groot's a 3/3 with, you can move this once. After your opponent plays a card here, steal 1 power from it. Now that's kind of weird. Don't know why they're going with the absorbing power thing for Rocket and Groot. That's kind of weird. Yeah, that's kind of strange. But we get some variants. We got their Rivals variants. And we also have a Scotty Young variant. So yeah, so that's all the cards for the December season. So just recapping, we've got Galacta, Luna Snow, Penny Parker with the Spider Mech as well, Doom 2099 with his Doombots, Bruce Banner with Bruce Banner Hulk, and Rocket and Groot. So that's the December season. It's a tie into Rivals to celebrate the release of Rivals. We have the locations. I have them here. We have one of the new locations is Spider Island, which is one of the maps in Rivals. And it's after you play a card here, move it. So move decks are going to love this. It's rare. Its rarity is rare, so it won't come up that often. The other new location for the December season is Tokyo 2099. There's another of the maps in Rivals. And it is cards can't be discarded. So this is going to be the most hated location for Hella players. This shuts down Hella decks completely. Yeah, I'm not a fan of this. I don't like this at all. So yeah, so that is everything for December. But this is not all that was datamined. This is not all that was datamined. We also got information on the January season. The January 2025 season. And it is the Dark Avengers. With Iron Patriot up front. Now, for those that don't know the lore, Norman Osborn, the former Green Goblin, he formed his own Avengers team. He usurped the identity of Iron Patriot for himself, and he was leading a team of Avengers that he put together himself. Now, they were mostly villains posing as heroes, as well as the Sentry that Iron Patriot had managed to get under his control. And they included characters like Darken as Wolverine. They had Moonstone as Miss Marvel. They had Venom as Spider-Man. They had Ares, the God of War. And they also had Bullseye as Hawkeye. So this is the January season, Dark Avengers. So Iron Patriot is the season pass card. And he has been data mined as a 2/3 with, on reveal, add a random 4, 5, or 6 cost card to your hand. If you're winning here after next turn, give it -4 cost. So you could potentially get a free 4 cost card, a 1 cost 5 cost, or a 2 cost 6 cost. This is kind of nuts. All you have to be doing is winning the location where you play Iron Patriot on the next turn after you play him. And we also have a Pandart variant as well, which looks really, really cool. So yeah, so he is the season pass card. And the first Spotlight Cache card for the January season is Victoria Hand. She was basically Norman Osborn's assistant. And she is a 2 cost 3 power card with ongoing. Your cards created in your hand have +2 power. So yeah, pretty interesting. She has some variants as well. She's got a Pandart variant. And then there's another variant, but it looks like it's not final in the data mines yet. We don't know who it is or what it is. But yes, so Victoria Hand is the first Spotlight Cache card for January. The second Spotlight Cache card for January is a card that's been in the data mines forever. And he's finally getting released. And it's Bullseye. Although their card, it looks like the base card art's broken. So, but it is Bullseye. He has lots of variants that have been data mined. There's even a Dan Hip one. There's a David Mack one. Some of the new variants, we've got Pandart. We'll put this one up because this other one seems to be broken. But yes, now he has changed from what he was originally data mined as. Originally, I believe, yes, originally he was a 1/2 with on reveal. The next card you draw will be a 2 cost card if any are left. So, yeah, this is data mines in a nutshell. So he's completely changed. He's now a 4/5 with activate. Discard all cards that cost 1 or less from your hand. Afflict that many different enemy cards with -2 power. Yeah, with -2 power. This is awesome. This is so on point for a Bullseye card. I love this. I absolutely love this. So for those that don't know, Bullseye is a master marksman. He can basically throw small objects with uncanny accuracy, which includes things like playing cards, pencils, you know, things like that. Like he can throw them with you know, amazing accuracy. So him discarding all cards that cost 1 or less from your hand, Bullseye's gonna turn them into ammo. So he's got this is gonna be great in a discard deck. I can't wait for this. Like I said, I love the fact that they gave him an ability that is on brand for Bullseye. He was originally a Major League Baseball player who proved too selfish and sadistic for the sport. That's where he got his unerring accuracy from. He was a baseball player. The third Spotlight Cache card for January is Moonstone. Moonstone, this is the second character to take the name Moonstone. The original was a dude. The Moonstone, she's named as such because the Moonstone is the gem that gives her powers. She got it from the original Moonstone. She posed as Miss Marvel on the Dark Avengers, on Osborn's Avengers. And yes, she has been data mined as a 4/5 with ongoing, has the ongoing effects of your 1, 2, and 3 cost cards here. And she's got a Pandart variant as well, which looks sick as hell. Really, really cool. Also, fun fact, Moonstone was one of the original members of the Thunderbolts, posing as the hero named Meteorite. But yeah, she was recruited by Zemo to join the Thunderbolts. And then later on, she joined Osborn's Dark Avengers. And the fourth and final Spotlight Cache card for January is Ares, the god of war. Yes, as in the mythological god of war. This is his Marvel version. He's a 4/6. He is on reveal. Compare the power of the top 3 cards of both decks. If your total is higher, +6 power. He could go to a 4/12, which is kind of nuts. He was basically the Thor analog in Osborn's like evil Avengers team. So yeah, so he is potentially a 4/12. He also has some variants. He's got a Pandart variant, which looks awesome. And he also has a Moon Colony variant. I love this one. I really like this. We've had one location data mined for January thus far, and it is Asgard Besieged. For those unaware, Osborn as Iron Patriot, leading the Dark Avengers, basically led a siege against Asgard when Asgard was temporarily relocated to Earth. Broxton, Ohio, in the US, to be specific. So yes, Osborn laid siege to Asgard. So that's why this is Asgard Besieged. And then after turn 3, add the Destroyer to the winning side. Yikes. That's a worry. As you know, the Destroyer destroys all cards at other locations. And this is after turn 3, so you've got 3 turns to basically win this location. Or your stuff at every other location goes boom. So that's what we're looking at for January. Oh, and the card backs as well. We've got Ares and we've got Iron Patriot. So yeah, so that's the December and January seasons that have been data mined. Thanks again to Snap.fan for this. And again, remember, this is data mined info. It's all subject to change. There are 2 other cards that were also data mined that haven't been applied to a season yet. The first one is Gorgon. Gorgon is a former Hydra leader who is also a mutant who has the ability to turn people to stone with his gaze, like the classic mythological Gorgons from Greek mythology. He's been data mined as a 2/3 with ongoing. Your opponent's cards that didn't start in their deck cost 1 more, maximum 6. This is very much an anti-Arisham card. I would assume this is a February season. The February season, you would assume, would have something to do with Captain America Brave New World, because it comes out in February. The other card that's been revealed is Toxidoxy. And she's been data mined as a 2/4 with on reveal, draw a card. You can't play cards next turn. So you would probably want to play this on turn 4, skip turn 5, and then Infinite turn 6. So those She-Hulk Infinite decks, she would be a natural fit for those. But again, we don't know when she's coming out. She's just been data mined. New reference cards. We've got Dum Dum Dugan referenced. Those that aren't familiar with the character, Dum Dum Dugan, his full name is Timothy Dugan. Dum Dum was his nickname. He was one of the soldiers that fought alongside Nick Fury during World War II, as part of Nick Fury's Howling Commandos team. And he survives on in the Marvel Universe by means of an LMD, or a life model decoy, which is basically a robot version of himself. So we could potentially be getting a shield, like another shield season coming up. We went over the locations. New Conquest variants. We've got America Chavez and Luke Cage. Chavez is the December Conquest variant. which makes no sense because the December season is Marvel Rivals. So it doesn't make sense that Chavez, because Chavez isn't in Marvel Rivals, unless we get a surprise reveal that America Chavez is coming to Marvel Rivals. And then Cage will be the January season pass card, which is odd because again the January season pass season theme is Dark Avengers, and Cage didn't have anything to do with Dark Avengers. He took over the Thunderbolts after Osborn was basically dethroned. But yeah, it doesn't really make much sense. We got some more Ultimate variants. We've got an Ultimate Ebony Maw and an Ultimate Madam Web. We have some new promo variants. Armor, X-23, and Scar. So there is a Rivals album. Yes, there is a Rivals album which has variants for all of the Rivals cards. They are all 1,200 gold variants. All of them. This is another $320 Australian album. This is disgusting. If you want Doom, Rivals Doom, you need to spend 320 Australian worth of gold to get them all. This is gross. This is actually gross. And then here we have the Spotlight cases. So yes, the first Spotlight case is Luna Snow with Lady Deathstrike and X-23. Second Spotlight is Penny Parker with Gladiator and Sasquatch. I love that we get an orange furred Sasquatch variant. Then we get Doom 2099 with a Hit Monkey Spotlight variant that hasn't fully been released in the Datamining yet. And a Meek variant, which I think this looks really cool. I like this. Ink Pulp. Yeah, it's Ink Pulp Meek. I love it. And then we get Bruce Banner with High Evo and Ravonna Renslayer. And then we get Rocket and Groot with Blob and Selene. And then in January, we get Victoria Hand alongside Grandmaster and Kate Bishop. And then we get Bullseye with Black Swan and Nocturne. And then we get Moonstone with Kyera and Marvel Boy. And then, last but not least, we get Ares with Kang and Misery. He's hoping Kang gets a rework before the end of January, so that it makes sense having him in a spotlight. So we get Abomination, we get a Skarn Adam Warlock, we get a Victor Faro Ajax, which looks amazing. We get Chavez, we get, Toon World Annihilus, I love it. I love this Annihilus variant. And then we got the Ares variants. Again, I'm just going to quickly skip through these. We're not going to go through all of these. I will link this in chat and in the description on YouTube for folks that want to go check all these out. I love this Devil Dinosaur so much. I love it. We've got classic comic book cover Doctor Strange. We have Rian Gonzalez Frigga. We have Rian Gonzalez Hercules. We got another Jeff variant here. That's a cool one. I like that. But I've got to get his Rivals one. We've got Kim Jacinto Juggernaut, which looks insane. That Null, that's the album variant. What else do we get? We've got a MODOK variant. We've got Venomized Magic. We've got Rian Gonzalez Malekith. This is adorable. I love this. I hope Malekith doesn't suck because I want this variant. That's a cool Mirage variant. David Mack Moon Knight is amazing. I love this. We also got David Mack Misty Knight as well. We got Movie Namora. We have Dan Hip Nocturne. What else? That's a pretty cool Scarlet Spider. That's a Victor Faro Shang-Chi. That's awesome. That is a sick Shadow King. That's Pandart Shadow King. That's Justin Field Sentinel. That's a really cool looking Sentinel. That's an awesome Storm. Russell Dowderman Storm. We get a Athena variant from Dan Hip. Nice. That's awesome. I love that one. Rose Besh Venom looks amazing. And, oh, we get a bunch of White Widow variants coming up too. Titles. This is a shed load of titles. But how many of them are actually good? No. Oh, wait. That would be Galacta related, so maybe not so bad. That's bad. Flora Colossus. That's alright, because that's Groot. That's okay. Bad, bad, bad. Let's freaking go. That'll do. That's okay. Nah. 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 That's alright. Nah. 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 Nope. Nope. My god. So many bad titles. Brown Pants. Deadpool reference. I like that. Nope. Deadpool Core Recruit. That's okay. Most of these are just, why are you bothering? You can call me Peggy. That's interesting. I wonder if we're getting a Peggy Carter card. Because we've had Dum Dum Dugan Datamined. Maybe we get Peggy Carter? Howard Stark? They could potentially do a whole season out of, like, you know, retro Shield, like classic Shield. Prime, that one's okay. So yeah, these titles are just horrible. I'm not like, most of them are horrible. Not a fan. So yeah, that looks like that is everything for December and January. Yes, once again, thanks to Snap.fan for data mining all of this stuff and providing it to everybody. I'll put links to this in the description on YouTube, so folks can go check it all out for yourselves. And yeah, so Rival season next month. Really, really excited for that. And then Dark Avengers in January. Good stuff.